sometimes pretty chaotic. So, anyway, here we are. I think we'll get started with the introduction of guests. We have some people that have called in, correct, Jackie? I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. May as well get them out of the way. Unless you want more time, and we can start here.
Can the people online hear us?
Yes, this is Leslie Nagel with Seneca Companies.
Okay, thank you. Who else?
It's
Looks like-
Mike Fitter with Seneca Companies.
Thank you. And then Steve Farron with Aoma. Then we can start introductions in the back.
Ken Maltese Cross.
Heather Slade, Environmental Works.
Keeper Vaughn, Faircom. Stan Raspberry, being Jacob Pachetti, PPS.
Andy Miller, the Allman Group Association.
Rick Higgin with Energy Environment.
Kilburn, DEQ.
Brian Lincoln's Department of Energy and Environment.
Josh Stevens, DEQ.
Jacqueline Trotta, DEQ.
Looks like everybody. Thank you again. Move into approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review them? Any questions, comments, complaints? We got a motion by Chris. We got a second. Talbot, second. All in favor, say aye. All right, financial report. Ms. Strada, when you're ready.
This is the financial status report for period ending June 30th, 2026. The fund balance on June 1st, 2026 was $50,632,007.72. Monthly receipts total $647,739.98 with no interest. Monthly expenditures total $433,327.30. For a total balance on June 30th, 2026 of $50,846,420.40. And against that, we have reserve for emergency products at $350,000. Current claims received $1,976,515.07. Claims approved but unpaid $112,905.98. Corrective action obligations estimated $19,482,380.60. Orphan site corrective action obligations estimated $12,164,000. Potential third-party obligations estimated $985,000 for a total adjusted balance of $15,775,618.75. Are there any questions on the financial reports? If not, I would like to go over the document that I provided to the committee. This is what we provide to you guys annually, and that's just kind of a breakdown of the last, looks like we did since 2014, the income versus expenses of the trust fund. So we usually have more income than we do expenses, which is great, helps the fund stay healthy. There's been at least one other time it was really close. It may actually go over this month, though. We have quite the large agenda, so that will be interesting.
How much has the fund grown, the adjusted balance from 2014 to today? Do you have that number?
Yeah, no, not off the top of my head. The adjusted balance started growing pretty good, and we actually changed the law Cause, it was, if the adjusted balance was over 15 million, we had to drop that environmental fee. So we were getting close to that, but we changed that law, what, 3 or 4 years ago now? We increased it to 30 million. If the adjusted balance falls below 12 million, legislation has to be passed to increase that environmental fee from 0.3% up.
Is it just coincidence, this month, the expectation, or is it just, is there anything to which you attribute kind of the spike? Just
Just a coincidence that we had at least 500,000 or more. We don't usually see that many all on the same agenda. It's, I think, just coincidence. Any other questions?
Yeah, anybody have any questions? If we can move on to agenda.
Good morning. We'll begin today's agenda, new business with agenda item number 1. This is list number 12-0039, Fry Oaks in Greersbury, Arkansas. The request for reimbursement application number 1 was received from the responsible party on April 17, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on November 23, 2024. After freezing and thawing caused the diesel fuel filter to become loose. The period covered by this application is December 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2026. Activities for which reimbursement is requested includes the full implementation and reporting of an interim free product removal work plan and cost estimate, change order number 1 therein, and the preparation of reimbursement application number 1. To date, approximately 97.40 tons of solid waste and 13,482 gallons of liquid waste were removed and disposed of during emergency response efforts. Also, approximately 2,146.72 tons of solid waste and 25,327 gallons of liquid waste were removed during interim free product removal efforts. The total claim cost of $485,937.68 was checked against documentation provided. Following adjustments were recommended: $22.16 for a tank sprayer, which is considered a tool of the trade, and $2,100 for an intern shadowing during labor implemented from interim free product removal efforts. The total adjusted amount is $2,122.16, minus the deductible of $7,500. It's recommended that the claim be made to the responsible party in the total amount of $476,315.52. PMI.
Good morning, Stan Raspberry, PMI Terracon. We don't have any issues with the adjustments. This case started out as an emergency response for a surface spill, and we conducted interim free product removal and a groundwater assessment. Since this application was submitted, staff requested an additional assessment that was submitted, I believe, the 18th of June, so it's under review. We're going to do a second round of groundwater sampling and install some paper pins in the convenience store and in the restaurant next door to see if there's any vapor issue.
Dan, was this within the containment, or was this not?
No, it was from the dispenser aisle, and it ran across the parking lot.
Yes, it
out
was
into the ditch.
free product, and it was a single spill.
Correct. And it was raining and transported it across the parking lot and into the ditch.
I'm just curious, this may be a question for you. It just says, identify any activity that may conflict with ACAR Part 80 or that was not pre-approved by the technical staff. And then there may be such activity on PMI invoice TQ 51190.
That's a tech memo.
Yeah,
I'm
just,
gonna refer to Josh.
That was activity that ended up being adjusted out, which I believe had to do with the intern.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Intern?
Yeah, we had he's now an employee, but at the time he was an intern
Okay,
and he was on site just observing.
thank you.
Say that you mentioned the restaurant next door, so do we feel like this migrated offsite? Or we know
Yeah.
this migrated offsite?
Yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah, it's real close. There's, I mean, basically like an alleyway between the store, the dispensers and that little strip center next door. And there was some impact in the rear of their property. And then the sampling we did after we did the excavation, there was some indications that there was still some potentially, higher contaminated soil on that wall next to that building. That's why we're doing the vapor intrusion investigation.
What kind of contact have you had with persons?
I'm not aware of anything, going on third party wise. I don't guess.
We've not been made aware of any complaints,
So,
no contact.
But no requirement to engage with them for any sort of remediation?
I mean, part of what we dug up was on their property. We have an access agreement with them. They seem to be agreeable to what's going on as far as I know.
Anybody have any questions, Mr. Asbury? If not, can I get a motion?
There are no further questions. I'll make a motion to be approved, submitted by staff, Chris.
Got a motion by Chris. We get a second?
Second.
Talbot, second. All in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Appreciate that, Mr. Rhodes. Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item number 2 is list number 73-0076, the Double B's number 104 in Kensett, Arkansas. Reimbursement application number 6 was received from the responsible party on May 29, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on March 28, 2019, after receiving notification of free product in an underground storage tank base and observation well. Period covered by this application is December 25th, 2024 through April 25th, 2026. Activities include the implementation of a revised pre-product removal work plan and cost estimate and preparation of reimbursement app number 6. A total of 3,581.38 tons of petroleum impacted soil was removed and disposed of during pre-product removal operations in December of 2025. A total of 5,240 gallons of liquid waste was also removed and disposed of at a liquid recycling facility. A no further action letter was issued on March 5th, 2026. The site is currently closed. PMI has reduced the claim amount by $5,132.23. Therefore, the total claim cost of $506,762.32 was checked against documentation provided. Staff had no adjustments. Therefore, it's recommended that the claim be made to the responsible party in a total amount of $506,762.32. PMI.
Stan Raspberry, PMI Terracon. We reduced that based on some accounting issues. There were some late fees charged by Waste Management on an invoice, so we reduced, that was the bulk of it. And then there were a couple other items that we removed, so. There is an NFA issued on this. A new store is currently being built and there is some concrete and surface restoration that was approved in the work plan. So once they get to that point, we'll go back up and do the concrete work over the tanks.
Well, NFA, all signed, sealed, delivered. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Raspberry? If not, can I get a motion?
Motion to accept as presented.
Elliot, motion. I get a second.
Second.
Mr. Talbot, second. All in favor? Say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you, sir.
Please note that I abstained.
Moving on to agenda item number 3 is lust number 04-0197, the Maysville Handy in Maysville, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 1 was received from the responsible party on June 22nd, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on October 18th, 2022, after receiving laboratory results from a phase 2 site assessment. The period covered by this application is August 28th, 2024 through June 4th, 2026. Activities include the drafting and submittal of a revised site assessment work plan and cost estimate, as well as the preparation of reimbursement application number 1. The claim cost of $10,754.48 was checked against documentation provided, minus the deductible of $7,500. Staff recommends that the claim be made to the responsible party in the amount of $3,254.48. Maltese Cross.
Morning, gentlemen. Scott Kemp, Maltese Cross. As Mr. Stevens stated, this reimbursement number 1 was for the preparation of the work plan, which we are in the process of implementing starting next week. 9 wells, bedrock wells, reporting the results of that. So I'll be happy to take any questions.
Any idea, expectation on when removal will start?
We're not, it's not removal, we're just doing site assessment at this point.
Okay.
And then we're gonna start next week.
Okay.
We should be able to get the wells in next week, followed by the following week, sampling the 9 wells and reporting the results by middle of September.
What was the source of this leak? I said that a minute ago.
It was a leaking diesel dispenser, Chris.
So this is probably something that had kind of been going on for a while. We expect to kind of find some material product absorption in that.
I don't expect to find much here. You can see that this has been going on for just about 4 years. And it was initiated during a property transfer.
So initially it wasn't some massive hemorrhage or situation where something got ripped off. This thing had just been a slow, and then was identified just walking around. Okay. Anybody have any questions? If there's not, I get a motion.
Make a motion, we approve, submitted by
Chris, motion, thank you.
Second.
Second, Elliot, all in favor, say aye. Motion carries, thank you.
Gentlemen,
Moving on to agenda item number 4 is lust number 71-0028, the T&A Oil Company in Fairfield Bay, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 4 was received from the responsible party on June 23rd, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on August 15, 2023, after receiving a complaint of fuel odors and observed fuel in the ditch surrounding the facility. The period covered by this application is September 29th, 2025 through June 18th, 2026. Activities requested include the partial implementation and partial reporting of a interim free product removal work plan and cost estimate, as well as a reimbursement application prep fee. Approximately 4,500 gallons of liquid waste have been removed in October 2025 during the partial implementation of the interim free product removal work plan. The total claim cost of $128,709.46 was checked against documentation provided. Staff recommended no adjustments. Therefore, it's recommended that a claim be made to the responsible party in the amount of $128,709.46. Maltese Cross.
Good morning, gentlemen. Scott Kemp, Maltese Cross. This is the final report and reimbursement application for the interim free product removal plan. We are now moving into site assessment. We've got the request for the work plan. Immediately after this meeting, we'll take a few minutes to determine the scope of the site assessment for this project and continue on with the subpart F investigation. Happy to take any questions, comments. I apologize for attachment 1. It's not very legible.
Leaves a lot to the imagination.
It does.
But you're feeling pretty good about it. It's moving kind of according to plan, no major hangups or anything.
We are moving forward now expeditiously. So
I know that was a big project. Do you expect an NFA letter anytime in the near future?
excuse
Do
me,
you expect an NFA letter anytime in the near future?
after site assessment, I would anticipate the NFA letter.
Any further questions? If not, motion.
Motion to approve.
Elliot's got a motion to approve. I'll get a second. Mr. Talbot, second. All in favor?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Moving on to agenda item number 5 is list number 72-0223, the La Sierra Market in Springdale, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 3 was received from the responsible party on June 11, 2026. The RP of this site reported properties on May 21st, 2021, after receiving sample results from borings of a previously closed in-place tank that indicated petroleum contamination. The period covered by this application is November 12th, 2024 through November 14th, 2024. Activities for which reimbursement requested includes the partial implementation of a site assessment work plan. The total claim cost of $20,522.23 was checked against documentation provided. Staff recommended no adjustments. Therefore, it's recommended that the claim be made to the responsible party in the total amount of $20,522.23 EWI.
Heather Slayton, EWI. So like Josh said, the contamination was found during 2021 closure activities. So we did with doing site assessment work, 22 soil borings were advanced, 6 monitoring wells were installed as part of this scope of work. This invoice packet represents what's left of the drilling, the subcontractor drilling invoice. We're working with a $20,000 revolving fund, which is why it's kind of drug on since 2024. But the client's very motivated to move this forward. They've been great to work with. And we recently conducted groundwater monitoring. So that's not part of this invoice packet, but it is moving forward.
Any idea on what the kind of the scope of goals might look like for this? Like just based on your preliminary findings, just kind of what you've initially discovered, any idea?
So we sent the groundwater sampling data to Mike 2 weeks ago or so, and he said he'd be reviewing it to make recommendations. It's not horrible. I really think we'll get NFA here before too long.
Is it still a gas station or is it?
No, the tanks are in temporary closure. So the diesel tank on site, it's a 2,200 gallon diesel tank that was removed in 2021. As Josh mentioned, UST number 3 was closed in place back in 2003. And then the remaining 2 tanks, we were looking to do an in-place closure. They're in temporary closure right now. And that's kind of how the contamination started, was we were doing pre-closure drilling to close those 2 in place. They're really close to a utility corridor, so we didn't feel like we could safely remove them, or else we would have.
No other questions, I.
Motion, got a motion by Chris. Thank you. Okay, second by Elliot, all. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Moving on to agenda item number 6. Lust number 54-0026, the Double Quick number 90 in Helena, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 4 was received from the responsible party on June 26, 2026. The RP of the site reported a product release on April 13, 2020. After a phase 2 environmental site assessment detected petroleum contamination. The period covered by this application is June 18, 2025 through May 29th, 2026. Activities for which reimbursement is requested includes the implementation of a pre-product removal work plan and cost estimate, as well as change orders number 1 and 2 thereof. A total of 2,077.12 tons of solid waste and 13,813 gallons of impacted groundwater were removed and properly disposed of. The site is currently closed. A no further action letter was issued on June 25th, 2026. The total claim cost of $594,988.17 was checked against documentation provided. An adjustment of $228.03 to reduce overtime labor rates to conform with the Petroleum Storage Tanks Trust Fund guidance documents. Therefore, the total net claim comes to $594,760.14. And staff recommends that the claim be made to the responsible party in the amount of $194,760.14. PPM.
Yep, good morning. This is Jacob Bonjetti with PPM. Yeah, kind of like how Josh just described, this site began as a due diligence with a property acquisition and moved into a site investigation. We found contamination, and then it moved over into the to the trust fund, where we found contamination in relation to a closed tank bed. And after assessments and sampling, we then got to the point of this pre-product recovery operation, where we excavated the source area and then revitalized the area, and we received a NFA, I think you said in June. So this should be the end of that.
It's still a functioning store.
Yes, sir. It's a Double Quick store, and all the Double Quick stores were acquired by Refuel Marketing out of North Carolina. So, well.
Okay. All right, any questions?
Nope, nobody has questions, I'll make motion we approve, submitted by staff.
Got Chris the motion, we got a second? Second. Mr. Talbot, second. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Josh, I'm gonna interrupt. Our legal department just notified me that agenda item number 2 for the double Bs. 2 things. If someone needs to abstain, they would like you to do that before we introduce it. And because of that, we did not have a quorum. So that one cannot be approved.
Okay.
It has to be pushed to next month's agenda.
Interesting. Okay. So regardless of whether or not the abstaining occurred before or after, we would not have had a quorum. Okay. Do we have any members on no? Okay. I didn't see that. What do you need? I mean,
We just,
Can I just say,
go for it.
I mean, first of all, there's a difference between abstaining and recusing yourself. So I'd kind of like to know why I barely heard it. I didn't even know which one it was for. Why did the person abstain? And I don't even really know who exactly. Okay, so then you should have recused, I think, for that. Yeah,
yes.
sorry.
Okay, lesson learned. Okay, at this point, I think, we have any other business we need to discuss? No?
Just the
There's
next item.
still two more items on the
Two more
agenda,
items. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but I can wait if there's any further discussion.
Jackie, if we're able to make a quorum, I mean, would we need to go back through the entire?
You're talking about if you like want to call somebody.
I'm saying if I can see if a
So
committee member is available.
I basically went outside and called my boss and,
Okay.
and one of the deputy, chief counsel, and he told me that there was no, quorum. So you can't have a vote without a quorum if somebody technically recuses. So that's why I wanted to know if there was anybody else. But if the quorum is 4, that was why.
Correct, and I understand, I guess what I'm asking is, would it be acceptable if I'm able to get a committee member to call in order for us to not have to push that item to another agenda? Is that acceptable, or does
You can't, under the law, the way they changed it, you can't have someone, a member appear in a manner that the public is not able to appear by.
say that one more, that,
You can't have a member of the committee appear in a manner that the public cannot appear by and was not given notice that they could appear by.
okay, we do have a Zoom option for this meeting.
That they can get on the Zoom and there was public notice, 3-day, or was it a week, I think we talked about. I guess Zoom, then you could do that, but on the phone, no.
Okay, no, I was saying if they could get on Zoom so that it could, satisfy those requirements. I'm asking if I'm able to do that right now, do we have to go back through the entire agenda item, or do they have to be here for the whole time? I guess what I'm trying to, before I disturb.
That person would have to hear
They
it.
haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to go back.
We'd have to go back through.
yeah.
The whole thing or just that one side?
Just the one item, just the one issue that there wouldn't be quorum on.
Perhaps, we can continue with these other items, and if that's able to happen, maybe we can circle back around at the end. Is that fair? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Moving on with agenda item number 7 is lust number 16-0082, the Come and Go store number 388 in Brooklyn, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 1 was received from the responsible party on January 12th, 2026. Additional information was received on April 10th, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on August 19th, 2021, after receiving laboratory results that indicated petroleum contamination after UST tank removal. The period covered by this application is January 14th, 2022 through January 23rd, 2025. Activities include the implementation of a site assessment work cost estimate and the implementation of a monitor well decommissioning work plan and cost estimate. This site is currently closed. A NFA was issued on January 13th, 2025. The total claim cost of $103,126.77 was checked against documentation provided. Staff recommended the following adjustments: $15,724.86 in overages of the approved work plan amount, $85 for expendables with no receipt, and $150 for a hotel stay with no receipt. The total adjusted amount comes to $15,724.86. $959.86. Less the deductible of $7,500. The total claim amount comes to, which staff also recommends be paid to the responsible party, in the amount of $79,666.91. Seneca, who I believe is virtual at this time.
Yes, thank you. This is Leslie Nagel with Seneca. This was our first assessment in your state, and obviously, we forgot to do a change order for some of this. Some of it was a company policy issue. We are willing to accept what the board has stated, and we will talk with our client about how this outcome has occurred. Oh, hello. Can you hear me? I apologize.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Did you hear what I just said or just now?
Yes, ma'am, we heard.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you very much. I was honestly just waiting for just a basic rundown of kind of the status on the site.
Certainly.
you
All
very
we
much.
were doing out here was a site assessment, which was completed. It received its NFA just with the assessment, and we completed the well closure that went along with that.
I might add also that these two properties were purchased by a party that redeveloped the Brooklyn site already, and I'm not sure about the Jonesboro site. So tanks have been reinstalled and it's operating as another convenience store.
Does anyone have any questions? Not, can we get a motion? Elliot, motion.
Second.
Mr. Talbot, second. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on to the last agenda item number 8 is number 16-0083, Come and Go store number 389 in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 1 was received from the responsible party on May 4th, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on August 25th, 2021. After receiving laboratory results that indicated petroleum contamination during UST tank closure. The period covered by this application is August 25th, 2022 through April 17th, 2025. Activities include the implementation of a revised site assessment work plan and cost estimate, the implementation of a monitor well decommissioning work plan and cost estimate, as well as a preparation of reimbursement app number 1. A no further action letter was issued on May 8th, 2025. This site is currently closed. The total claim cost of $90,017.77 was checked against documentation provided. Staff recommended an adjustment of $6,663.54 to reduce costs to the approved work plan amount, less the deductible of $7,500. The total claim cost comes to $75,854.23. Therefore, it's recommended that the claim be made to the responsible party in the total amount of $75,854.23. Seneca.
Mike, do you want to discuss this one?
Same situation with the tanks were removed and contamination was discovered. So we worked out a scope of work on the the wells installed. I think there was something like 12 wells. 2 of them were deeper wells that required surface pipe before going deeper. And we did a testing and everything came back satisfactorily. So the case was given a NFA, and all the wells were pulled properly. And I believe this site was also going to be redeveloped into a convenience store.
So no tanks or soil or anything like that's expected to need to be removed for the site to be reopened and
No, it's totally the original closure removed somewhere around 700 tons from the site, and before the assessment was done. And so then the contamination levels are below requirements, so that we were given the NFA and closed all the wells.
okay, thank you very much for that. Sounds pretty cut and dry. Any questions?
Nope. Nobody has any questions, I'll make a motion. Must have Chris.
Chris, we got a second?
Second.
Mr. Topper, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, appreciate it. Do we have, okay.
Yes, we do now have John Goings on the Zoom. Thank you, John, for joining us this morning. We am going to review agenda item number 2. Josh will go over that again and we'll take another vote.
Note that I recuse myself.
Thank you, John Mark. Mr. Raspberry?
Yep, no problem. Good morning. We're discussing agenda item number 2 plus number 73-0076, the Double B's number 104 in Kensett, Arkansas. A request for reimbursement application number 6 was received from the responsible party on May 29th, 2026. The RP of the site reported a product release on March 28th, 2019, after receiving notification of free product in an underground storage tank basin observation well. The period covered by this application is December 25th, 2024 through April 25th, 2026. Activities for which reimbursement is requested include the implementation of a revised free product removal work plan and cost estimate, as well as a preparation of reimbursement application number 6. A total of 3,581.38 tons of petroleum impacted soil was removed and disposed of during free product removal operations in December of 2025. A total of 5,240 gallons of liquid waste were also removed and recycled during this time period. This site is currently closed. A no further action letter was issued on March 5th, 2026. PMI has reduced the claim by the amount of $5,132.23. The claim cost of $506,762.32 was checked against documentation provided. Staff recommended no adjustments. Therefore, it's recommended that the claim be made to the responsible party and the total amount of $106,762.32 PMI.
Dan Raspberry, PMI Terracon. This was a free product removal via excavation. The tanks were removed as part of that work plan. Contaminated soil was excavated and backfilled. NFA has been issued. They are currently building a new store there, so there'll be a new tank system go in, and part of the plan covered the concrete surface over the new tank system in the dispenser area. So once they have that installed, we'll return and complete the concrete work, and there'll be one more application to cover those costs.
Thank you, Mr. Raspberry. For now, it's NFA. Does anyone have any questions? John, Mark, you have any questions?
I don't.
We get a motion?
Motion to accept.
Elliot motions. We got a second?
Second.
The second, John Mark.
John, Mark, second. All in favor?
All right.
Motion carries. Thank you, John, Mark. Thank you, Mr. Raspberry.
Thanks.
Appreciate it very much. All right, any other business? I think that wraps up today's. No, we're good. Okay. Well, everybody have a great day. Thank you for coming out.